Everybody, welcome to a new week and a new special edition of Teaching Crypto. AZcrypto, MrFOMO. Please hit that like, subscribe, bell notification. Super chats in the store are available. Help share the show. Get us help to get to 2,000 subs. You'd greatly appreciate it. MrFOMO, the AI narrative continues to be strong. Last night, Aioz network went up to 108. It broke the $1 mark, and we've been following this one since it's been at 11 cents. Now, I want to talk about today how
you got to be more excited about that. You were talking about this since 11 cents and it broke $1. Like that's a huge call.
And I got another one today, and I'm
a long time ago. And if people were paying attention, they nearly 10x their money.
Yeah, and so today I want to talk about how this token still has a long way to go.
There you go. You froze up on me there for a second.
And if you could pull up that chart for us, we can talk about. Now, you see here, it did retrace. That's actually right there. You see that's kind of crazy. That is what you're seeing right there. If I click on yearly, you're going to see something crazy, right? Well, that's Bitcoin. Hold on 1 second. Make sure I'm sharing the right chart.
This is AI.
Yeah, here we go. So if I click on yearly, look at that. So now you see, let me get back up here. Now you see what this has done in a year. That's a crazy chart. Now, I still think there's a long way to go because we haven't quite hit the all-time high yet. Not even close. And I'm thinking this one, and we'll talk about what the summer could be shaping up to be. This one has its marks on $3 at least minimum this bull run. Okay, maybe $4, but I'm very confident in $3 here because I think we might have an AI gaming summer instead of a DeFi summer like the last run. Now you might say, well, it's gone up so much. Here's the thing: the market cap just hit a little over $1 billion. This easily could be a $3 to $4 billion token. I love it, and I'm thinking this. Always thinking about taking profits, but I'm very confident this is going to hit $2 before the summer. We'll see if I'm right.
Well, I like this play because it's not just AI, because it's a DePIN. It links blockchain to the physical world, Internet of Things, and make sure that smart contracts are available. It's a bridge from these things that we want to link to blockchain to the blockchain. And so I like what they're doing. I think that this is going to be necessary as we move forward. Even if AI wasn't here, it's necessary for smart contracts and Internet of Things, and just for functionality between the physical world and the blockchain. And so I like this play, and I like that you've been calling it since 11 cents because that's helped us out a little bit. But I think that you're right. I think that AI is going to be a huge narrative moving forward. We've talked about it before. And like we had the DeFi summer, you might be right. We might have an AI summer coming. And I look forward to it because there's a lot of AI tokens out there for us to snag. And there's a lot of AI tokens that have very small.
Yeah. And in fact, Wednesday, we got two. Yeah, Wednesday, we got two big ones that we haven't talked about before. Pretty low caps. We'll talk about them in more detail. Now, I want to talk about this summer because there's a mindset that we kind of had that, somewhere around the ETH ETF, when it doesn't get approved, I don't think it gets approved. We have a bit of a tiny bear, maybe for a month or so, and then kick back up. And some people are thinking there's just going to be some natural retraces, just like this one right here. And we'll talk about this one changing soon. I think we're getting close to breaking out here. Do you think it's possible, MrFOMO, that maybe, yes, we get a 20% retrace sometime in May and June, but then a week or two later, we pop back up, just like I think we're going to do. Now we've been on close to a week and a half on this one. It's about 10 days going for this retrace. And we'll talk about whether we're finally ready to break out or this is the final fake out here coming up. But do you think that it's not the entire month of June It's not most of May that things go stale. And I actually am coming around to thinking, yes, we will get a retrace. There's no doubt in my mind, but it might only last 5 to 10 days or 5 to 12 days versus an entire 6 weeks.
I mean, anything's possible. We thought, or at least I thought, there was going to be that holiday hole, and the Bitcoin ETF completely wiped out any trace of a
You
drawback.
had a week. You had a week in January when you went from 49 to 39, and it took about a week to.
Well, thank you for giving me credit, but it wasn't what I was calling for. I was calling for something a little bit more significant than that. And so um, anything is possible, especially if there's buzz around an ETH ETF. Even though we don't think it's going to be approved, if there's buzz around it, it's going to move the market. And then whether it gets approved or not, there'll be a sell-off after that. But I'm a firm believer in the Halloween indicator. I'm a firm believer that in May you need to take some profits, because there could be, and there historically there has been some pretty ugly times in May, just in the last 4 years. And so I mean, May has some ugly dips all over the place, but especially post halving, I think you're going to see a huge fall off, especially teamed up with that Halloween indicator, because they say go away in May and stay away until October. That's something that you have seen happen in the crypto market over and over again. And so I do believe that we will see a bit of a drawback in the month of May into June. I think it's going to be a little bit longer than you think, but I'm hopeful, because you've been more right than I have on these drawbacks, and I'm supposed to be the skeptic. But you've been more right about these being short and quick and to the point, and so I'm looking forward to you being right on that again.
Well, you didn't flinch on the $2 before the summer for Aioz, nor the $3 to $4 mark for the bull run. So pay attention to that, guys. He didn't say that was outlandish. So entertainment servers only. Now, Bitcoin, you see the weekly right here. The big question is, and I think we're going to hit 70 this week. Do we hit 70 and hold and go over it and start going into price discovery past 73K or past all-time high? Or are we going to get rejected and stay down for another week? Eventually we're breaking out, guys. But the question is it this week or is it next week? I think we're getting pretty close. And I would say by the end of the week, whatever, even if we do get faked out in the next 48 hours, by the end of this week, early next week, we're out of this. I don't think this lasts much longer. And like I said, I'm looking for targets around 80K, maybe even to push 90 before the next major retrace. You just don't know what the next big news event's going to be. We're not going to have rate. We're going to have not going to have rate increases, and it looks like the government is starting to think about printing more money towards the end of the year. And there's an election coming up, and the economy has to look good. So, and I think that plays very well into Bitcoin here. So,
Well,
yes,
that's something that we've talked about before. That the stars aren't necessarily aligning for this bull run the way that they did last time, because you had a lot of people sitting at home that couldn't go anywhere, right? You couldn't do anything with your spare cash. And so a lot of people turned to investing during that. And you're not going to have that perfect storm that you had last time, where you had the government also printing money and sending the price of assets through the roof. And so we've said temper your expectations for this bull run. However, when you hear the government is planning on printing more money, that means your assets are going to go up. Anything measured in those dollars, when they dilute the value of the dollar, your assets will go up. And so it's important that you're protecting the value of your dollar by putting it into assets that are going up right now. And right now, that's Bitcoin and crypto.
yeah. And here's the thing. Yes, it is different than last time. However, we didn't have Bitcoin going to 100,000. That's a huge psychological number. And what you're going to hear is people calling for $1 million Bitcoin. It will not happen this bull run. But you're going to have the average person FOMO in. Not everybody, but enough, I think, to come in and want to get some Bitcoin. And that's going to drive up the market, right? And my 90K was my original prediction for 2024 and maybe the entire bull run. I think there's a good chance we see 90K well before December. Now, when this bull run is going to be over, whether it's December 2024, May 2025, or November 2025. It's not going to last forever. We're not going to have a super cycle that goes 4 to 8 years. So that's just the reality. Unfortunately, it would be great for our show. It's just
And
not
it's
going to
not going to
happen.
be on a permanent
That's
pump
why
either. There are going to be times to take profits in there, and a lot of people are going to tell you to just hold on for dear life. Make sure you hang on to your hang on to your
Well, yeah, and even though for Aioz I'm calling for $3 to $4, I really would recommend holding to $3 or $4 because you can always get back in after a retrace. I mean, that's just the reality. When the Bitcoin retraces, if you're brand new, uh, the alts will retrace too, unless it's a new project that has a tiny, tiny cap. Those are the only exceptions really during a bull run. If someone just starts a project and it's, less than $1 million market cap, yeah, it's not going to be affected for a while. But most 99% of projects, when Bitcoin has a major retrace, like we've seen with the alts, they've retraced. I did want to mention something really quick before we go off the air. Chainlink is showing a ton of strength. I love it this week to get back above 20. So if you're trying to maybe look for something as a quick flip, a safe quick flip, I'm loving the Chainlink start. You could have gotten it at 16 when we talked about it being a nice value last week. It's back up, making a charge towards 19. I expect it to be over 20, maybe even by today.
And for me, I am testing out an AI crypto navigation app, and I'm going to tell you how it works on Wednesday.
And we'll tell you about the token. We'll tell you about whether we think it can 10, 20, 50, maybe 100x. Tell you about another crypto project that's done very, very well in AI and whether or not it could 10, 20, 50, 100x because AI, like you said, is not going away. Keep it here. Remember, hit that like, subscribe, and we will see you guys very soon.
See ya.
Have a great day, everybody.